friends. Welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla. Thanks for stopping by and visiting me here in the yarn room today. I call this my yarn room, the rainbow room. So come on in and taste the Skittles. So if you are new here, I appreciate you clicking on my video and taking a chance on me today. And if you are a returning subscriber, I super duper appreciate you as always. Thank you guys for always coming back and supporting me through watching my videos. I appreciate that so very much. So today I wanted to give you a little tour of my yarn room. So I have been working on this room. I've been in here for a little while. This was my oldest son Dakota's bedroom, and so after he moved out, I converted it to another type of room and then decided I just need to put all my yarn together because my yarn was in totes and boxes and bags and stuff, and I couldn't see what I had, and I didn't like that. I wanted to be able to see it. My husband and I are empty nesters, so I am lucky enough to have a bedroom empty. Now, that has not always been the case. It's only because my sons grew up, okay? So we're in a new season of life where it's just us, and we had empty rooms. And we needed to, we had stuff we could put in those rooms. And this room is my yarn room. And I do want to say this yarn wasn't accumulated in a week or even a year or 2 years. This yarn has been accumulated since 2016, and I do crochet a lot. I turn out projects all the time, and I buy new yarn, I give away yarn. Yarn is revolving in and out of this room. I use it, buy more, give some away. So it does look like a lot of yarn, and I'm not apologetic for that, not at all. Very unapologetic. This is my hobby. This is my business. This is my life, I guess you could say. That sounds weird to say that, so I don't really mean it in that sense, but seriously, it's what I do. I play with yarn every day, and I know some people just get all upset if people have too much yarn, but it's my yarn stash. It's my decor. Like this whole rainbow here is my decor for this room, and I love yarn. Yarn makes me happy, and yeah, so I don't apologize for having too much yarn, as some people would say. I just wonder, do they go to someone else's house that collects angels or teapots or thimbles or spoons or whatever they collect and say, oh, you have too much of that? I mean, let people live and be happy, okay? So anyway, I have recorded some clips of this room, just showing around the room, but now I've added some things in, like I'm getting more comfortable in the room, and added a few more things that kind of get pushed around as I need to. So I thought I would just show you a little more of the room and explain a little more of what's going on in this room, in this happy place, okay? So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you different things. Okay, so here is the door to my yarn room. My son Elijah put a lock on it for me. To keep the cats out, and it might keep me out. Okay. Alright, so here is my yarn room. And I will just show you around. So we're going to go back to the door. Okay, that's the door that I just came in. And on this wall, I have like a lot of variegated yarns and just yarns paired up together that need to be together. So coming up at the top, there is some blanket yarn, and then yarns that I wanted to keep together. It could be organized a little bit better, but it is what it is. And there's lots of variegated yarns down here. So I'm beginning to recall where things are, and that's helping me a lot. Okay, and then we have that back wall that you see with the rainbow. At the top there is blanket yarn, and then coming down with the color, and then it kind of turns in, some of the cubbies turn into some variegated yarns that kind of go with those colors or so, the best that we could. Okay, and then over here we have some Ogos. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Ogo, like I'm not crazy about Ogo, but those were on sale dirt cheap. I got most of those for like $1. Some of them were $3. And then I got a bunch for $1 a piece. So yes, I'm all about $1 yarn, right? Even if it is, you know, wound like a donut. Yeah, that's the part that I'm not crazy about. The yarn itself is fine. It's just I don't like the way it's stored. It takes up a lot of room, but it's working for me for now. Here I have some specialty type yarns, or just yarns that might not have fit in everywhere else. So that's just where it is for now. Okay, and then I have, I think that bottom tote is sparkle yarn. And the next one up might be bulky. Then there is some anniversary cakes. And in the cubby hole behind that is Loom and ice cream yarns mostly. They, you know, are totally opposite yarns, but they just got put in a thing together. So there is a little bee mobile that I have made, and my little bee doll that I made one time. There are some anniversary cakes, and in the boxes beside those are like some chenille yarns and just different types of yarns. And this box is a whole bunch of bees that I plan to put out in this room later. Hang up from the ceiling and stuff like that. Then we have this closet. And then my desk that I sat at. I still going to try to find me another chair. I've been wanting to go thrift shopping to find a desk type chair, because let me just tell you, that one is very uncomfortable to sit at for very long. So we just haven't been thrift shopping in a while, but we plan to. And then on this wall here, I have bulky yarn. Lots of bulky yarn. And there is a bee wreath that I made one year and put in the fair. There's a little cubby hole section down there. Behind the desk is a couple of boxes with some things in them. And then on my desk I have, you know, my crochet hooks and stuff. My laptop. And unfortunately, my laptop has to run this way to plug up, so there's a cord across the floor. But that is my little yarn room. So standing here in the middle, just slowly going around. It's a small room. It's 10 by 10. So yeah, it's small and cozy. Very insulated with yarn. And that's what we have. Now, I'm going to add a few things in here to make it even smaller, but I have some things that need to be in this room. Okay, so first off, I put my bag of I Love This yarn. that I'm using for the Sophie's Universe blanket. I'm keeping all that yarn together, so that's what's in that bag. And so I just have it kind of sitting there to the side. Then I have my little whip cart. I have my little whip cart here with some whips that I definitely want to get back to. So that's what's going on with that. Okay, now I've added in some rolling drawers because they just need to go in this room. That one is some whips that I'm going to be going through on Wednesdays. Probably not every Wednesday, but some Wednesdays. And I put my little whip cart right here. Sassy is down here looking for trouble. And here comes Sissy. And then I have this cart that we just had extra floating around, and I decided to put some yarns in. Right now I have hanks in there, and so I might put other little specialty type yarns or yarns that I want to use in there. So that's what I've got going on in here. And these do take up some room, but these roll really easy, and I can just maneuver them around. That's some extra bins I got at Dollar Tree that I may end up putting on the ends if I have trouble with yarn falling off. I can put those up like I did this right here, just to keep them on the shelf. So that's my yarn room. That's what I've got going on. Sassy likes to get right there and look out that window. Sissy's right down here just looking around. Sassy? Alright, so now you know that's where I'm recording, and when I'm recording, that's what I'm looking at. That wall of bulky yarn. So this is my desk. This is where I sit when I'm recording videos, and these are the things that are on my desk. I have some, the theme of this room is bees, so I have a bee cup here with some crochet hooks and such, and a bee cup over here with crochet hooks and tools. And that's where my little camera stands. My phone stands on that. This little thing right here is an empty tool roll, and I use that to run my microphone through it. I take my microphone and run it through the top and clip the microphone here. Then the cord comes out the bottom, and then I can just plug that into my phone. So that helps me, with my microphone. And then there are two lights right there. And then my desk has yarn under it. Can y'all believe that? Yes, yarn under my desk. So here on this side of the room, this is my bulky yarn. So I try to keep most bulky type yarns over here. And like that is just an accumulation of bulky yarn. When I used to loom knit a lot, I did use a lot of bulky yarn. And I do have some projects in my mind that I want to use up some of this bulky yarn. So that is coming up as I get things more settled. Like I have plans. I plan on changing a few things up and just the way I work and do things. So yeah. Anyway, that is bulky yarn there. And here is a bee wreath. I might have showed this in another clip. Some of these clips might repeat previous clips, so bear with me. I have a bag hanging there. This is the yarn that I'm using for Sophie's Universe blanket. So I don't put anything else into this bag or anything like that, or use that yarn for anything else. So as I have gotten more adjusted to the room and seeing what I need in here and stuff. I had these 2 carts in the parlor. That is a 3-drawer set. Like, that's 3 drawers. And the top was taken off and 3 drawers stacked on top of it, right? Is that 6? Yeah. So it is 6 drawers, but they sold in 3 sets of 3. Anyway, so I had whips in those in the parlor, and so I've been going through those and working through some whips. And then this one got completely empty, so I'm storing some like specialty yarns in it. Some beautiful hanks that, come from Hobby Lobby clearance because we couldn't pass those up. Just different yarns. Some cotton hanks that I want to make a wearable with. And just some yarns that I've gotten in recently and didn't really have a place to put. Have been put in there. I skipped a little section right here. Some extra cubbies that I had just got put right there because, I was running out of space for cubbies. I mean, I didn't have space for more. So those got just put right there, and they're just taking in like an overflow of yarn. So that's what's going on with those. And then I have some yarns here that I got about a month or so ago on a Michael's haul video that I did, and I'm just I have those in limbo because I want to do a project with them. So I'm just going to push this out of the way. These are on wheels. You do have to be careful pushing these around because the wheels will break if you're not real super gentle with that. And then this cart here still has some projects that I haven't decided yet. So over here I have lots of yarn going on. Around the top of the room I have blanket. Yeah, they are bulky. Blanket yarn is what I have going on around the top of the room. And then I have big balls of yarn, big skeins, and some smaller skeins. And then over here, some variegated, and then just some yarn that is going to go in a project together. Like all this right here, from here to right there, all that can go into a project together. I've just got to decide the project, and it'll probably be multiple projects. Alright, and then here's a little bit of bulky yarn that has spilled down, and a little blanket yarn, and then some variegated. And you can see as I pull something out, it leaves a hole, so I kind of need to fix some of that. And then we're just coming on around the rainbow here. So that's what I have going on there. Alright, and then here I have a few amigurumis that I have made. And I get a lot of questions about what do I do with my amigurumis. Sometimes I keep them. Sometimes I pass them along. Sometimes I do sell them. So it just depends on the amigurumi. A lot of times I make amigurumis and then I hold on to them until after our fair in the fall because I enter things into the fair. And after that, then I'll be more willing to, sell amigurumis and stuff like that. Anyway, here is just a lot of variegated yarns. Very beautiful variegated yarns, might I add. So, just a bunch of variegated yarns. Like right there, this square here is just homespun. And then there's a square of Christmas variegated. And just different variegated yarns. These yarns are all together because I'm using them in a project together. Those are all together because it's eye candy. Hello. I love all this eye candy. that whole top shelf there's eye candy. So anyway, yeah, those two were an overflow, so I just stuck them there. And then on this wall here, it's kind of coming down with the rainbow colors, but it wasn't enough to fill up them all, thank goodness. But here we have pinks, shades of pink, and then some multi pinks on the bottom, a little red, white, and blue, and then some reds. So it's not organized just like exactly, but it's working for me in the meantime, which I'm always changing things in here. I change things up all the time. So you never know what it's going to look like from one day to the next. Sometimes at night when I can't sleep, I'll just come in here and move yarn around. That's fun for me. And then we have some yellows and greens here. And moving on, we have purple and blues. I did put mostly variegateds at the bottom and then more solid colors towards the top. And then over here we have white, gray, browns, and blacks going over there. Alright, let's talk about this little section here. Mainly this section is not big skeins of yarn, not Red Heart or Mainstay or Premier or any kind of, long skeins of yarn. This is more specialty type yarns or either yarns that does not fit in that other category. So here I just have a assortment of different yarns. My neighbor had came down the other night and we talked about this yarn and talked about a project with it that might be fun. So I'm gonna keep that on the back burner, but something I'm definitely going to work on when I get caught up on some other things. This is a specialty yarn. Thin weight yarns are over here, so this definitely goes with that. And then those are just some little skeins that didn't fit across the room, so now they're over here. And I see some ice cream yarn in there, and just different yarns, All my eye candy is right over here. Alright. Okay, so I don't know this wall right here. There is a beehive that I made, and I'm sorry if I said that in the clips before. It's been a little while since I took those clips. You can see I have a curtain there that has bees on it, so and a bee that I had made, crocheted. And then some boxes, and those have little skeins of yarn or balls of yarn and such. And then you see I have some anniversary cakes. When the anniversary cakes first came out, my youngest son worked at Michael's at that time, and so I got a huge discount, 30% off. I went and purchased myself two big anniversary cakes, one to use and one for eye candy. And I said it was just my pet yarn. And I think I ended up using that one because I don't see it in here. But anyway, I think I ended up using my pet yarn and and the one that I had originally planned to make a blanket with. And so then Christmas rolled around and my son still worked at Michael's. And Big Daddy went to Michael's and got me a whole bunch of anniversary cakes for Christmas that year. Like, he filled up boxes and he got them. They were on sale, plus he got 30% off because of my son's employee discount. And so he got them like really cheap. And he got me a bunch. Not these two, they came later, but the others. And so that's how I've got these. And for a while, I haven't thought of like what I wanted to do with those, but now I do have plans. I have things in mind. So it's just a matter of, I want to catch up on some projects that I am working on. Do we ever catch up? I don't know. These two cakes right here, we bought right at the tail end of winter, and I bought those to make a campfire cardigan. And then it started getting warm, and then I just decided, why would I make that when it's just going to be hot right now? Because I had other projects I wanted to do. But I'm going to make that this summer before winter, even though it will be hot, because I have now decided I'm going to make winter sweaters and stuff like that in the summer. So when winter hits, I will have the, shirts, sweaters, or whatever, cardigans, ready to wear, and I don't have to work on them all winter and miss out on getting to wear them. Okay, this bottom tote right here is sparkle yarn. Yes, I love me some sparkle yarn. So that's what I've got going on in that tote. And anytime I find sparkle yarn at like Ollie's or clearance somewhere, you can bet I bring that sparkle yarn home. In this middle box here, I believe that is some bulky yarn. And then over here, I have some ice cream yarn going on, plus some Loom yarn going on in there. So that's where I just stuck those just to keep them separate from everywhere else. Now there's a big difference in the size of the yarn because these are 3 weights and those are probably 5 bulkies, I'm guessing. So yeah. So that is what I have going on. I do have a closet here. There is a set of drawers in there with some craft stuff that I do need to go through those drawers and organize it. And what else is in there? Oh, I collect reborn dolls. So I have some doll clothing hanging up in there and animals, plushy animals that I buy up when I see them on clearance, marked down, and just very low prices. I buy those to make loveys with, and so I have some in there, a box of them. And so now we are back to my desk. Down here I have a box of Premier yarns. I've already done a video on that, and I'm thinking what I want to do is get all my Premier yarns, not cakes because I don't have cakes in this room. I keep my yarn cakes in the parlor, but skeins and stuff of Premier yarn, I want to get all my Premier yarn kind of put together so that when I'm working on a project and I want it to be all Premier yarn, I can just, go to that little section. Maybe it's gonna, it would be different colors, of course, just of Premier yarns, and that might be something that I do right here. Now that I think about it, I could put different colors of Premier yarn there. Then I'll have to put that yarn somewhere else. But hey, I'll find a place. But anyway, I just wanted to share what's going on in my yarn room now that I've gotten, more adjusted to my needs in here. And it's ever changing. Like I said, it doesn't stay the same. I will be cleaning out under this desk soonish. In that box, that cardboard box there, is those bobbins that Premier had clearanced out back, I guess, during the summer. I don't know. It's been a good while back when they had those bobbins clearanced really cheap. I did get some of those, and they're in that box, along with other things. Yarns that I know I'm using for certain projects I have right there. And then that is some, like, scrubby type yarn and stuff. So yeah, I love my yarn room, and I know everyone doesn't have a yarn room, doesn't have space for a yarn room, and I totally understand that. But please just clear out a corner, a little shelf, a box, or something, next to where you sit, and make that your little yarn space. Whether you have to take little boxes and stack them and make some little shelves or whatever it is you need to do, and create a little space for you. Now, before I got this room, of course, I didn't have a yarn room, and that my yarn was in totes stacked in my bedroom, and it was horrible trying to get in there and get yarn and look at yarn and see what I had and all that kind of stuff. So I know, I get it. I was there, and I'm thankful and blessed that I'm in a place right now where I can have a yarn room. So thank you for joining me in my yarn room today. This is a very small room. It is about a 10 by 10, and then it has this corner closet right here that kind of makes the room odd, but it works. It's working for me. It worked as my son's bedroom all those years, and so I'm happy to have this yarn room. Like I said, it's a new season of life for us, so I love the season that we're in right now. I love my kids, but I'm glad they're grown, and I enjoy them as adults, and being able to call them and text them and like that, and they're productive adults living on their own. So we're just in a good place right now with our season of life. So anyway, guys, I do appreciate you watching my video. As I said, this room changes all the time, and I'm sure it will change again, and I'll probably do another video just to let you see how I change things up as my needs change, as my ideas change, because I'm full of ideas. I got ideas running out the wazoo, okay? But I do appreciate you all for watching my videos. Remember, it's a beautiful day to crochet, and I will see you in the next video, friends. Bye.